Ahora, la última vez que pregunté, tenían 35 invitados para el evento este del 2 de abril, donde voy a ir. ¿Verdad? Va a ser en un hotel, pero pues nomás son 35 invitados. Me imagino que ojalá que ya tengan 40 más. Good morning, everyone. Laura Morelos here saying hi to all of you. We have this call every 2 months, and this month we have a very, very special guest, Dr. Wanda Chadwick. We are very honored to have her sharing her experience in the Hispanic market, how to tap into this amazing community, how to grow your business, how to learn from the culture, and what it means to truly help your team expand into this great community. So it's really a great pleasure for me to connect with you. Most of my Zooms or all of my Zooms are in Spanish, so this is the only one that I have in English, and it just gives me great pleasure to have the opportunity to see many faces throughout the country that are showing really great interest in knowing how to expand your business into this great community. So I don't want to take the time because this time is for our Dr. Wanda Chadwick. But before we get to hear what she wants to share with us this morning, I want to share a little bit about her for those that don't know her. So Dr. Wanda Chadwick was born in Brooklyn, New York, of Puerto Rican parents. She earned her Bachelor's of Science degree from St. John's University, and thereafter pivoted to earn her master's degree in Oriental Medicine, Acupuncture, Nutrition, and Chinese Herbal Medicine. Her 4 years of study took her to a residency in Harbin, People's Republic of China, thereby earning her Doctor of Oriental Medicine degree. She is co-founder and vice president of Florida Natural Healthcare Center, located in Western Florida, where she teaches the science behind optimal health by changing one's diet and lifestyle. Dr. Wanda partnered with the Juice Plus company 21 years ago and has earned the position of Presidential Marketing Director. She is the first Latina in the history of the company to earn this title. She has amassed the company's largest Puerto Rican team, and she works with other Latinos within the United States. Dr. Wanda is the CEO and founder of Un Millón de Voces Latinas Movimiento Global, where she encourages and empowers Latinos from around the globe to create their best lives, both health-wise and financially. She is a church planter, and her greatest joy comes from making disciples for Jesus Christ. She lives in Palm Beach, Florida, with her husband of 22 years and 2 amazing teenage boys. So without further ado, let's hear from Dr. Wanda Chadwick. Welcome, Wanda.
Good morning, everyone. Yay, I'm so happy to be here. For me, it's good afternoon, Laura. I'm in South Florida, so it's afternoon already. Laura, thank you for inviting me. I'm so honored that you always keep me in mind. It's wonderful working together with you. We make a great team, Laura. So this morning or this afternoon, I'm going to give you some information that's going to catapult your Juice Plus business regarding the Latino community. That's what you're all here to hear. But I want to tell you a little bit about me first and what brought me to the Juice Plus Tower Garden Company. I don't think that a lot of you know my story, how I ended up with Juice Plus. Well, 24 years ago, my husband asked me to be the mother of his children, and I'm a fertility acupuncture doctor. So I was like, no problem, I can do that. So we got married. Around that time, I had met a lady who shared Juice Plus in a breakfast meeting, and I would go to those breakfast meetings because I was promoting my acupuncture and nutrition clinic. But this lady started speaking about the power behind fruits and vegetables. And what she said really caught my attention because as a nutritionist, I teach people how to eat more fruits and vegetables. But the reality is that it's too difficult for people to eat an overabundance of fruits and vegetables, and it's too expensive. So she definitely caught my attention. My husband and I decided to read the Juice Plus extensive research studies, and we listened to the doctors on, listen to this, ladies, the VHS. 21 years ago, we didn't have videos. We were listening to Dr. Du Bois on the VHS. And that information also intrigued my husband and I, not only as healthcare providers and practitioners, but also because remember he had asked me to be the mother of his children, but it caught our attention because I had had 3 miscarriages 3 years in a row. We went to see Dr. Mitra Ray. Dr. Mitra Ray came to Fort Lauderdale to speak. I expressed my desire to want to be a mom, and her answer was simple. She suggested that I have a lifestyle change, that I add more fruits and vegetables, that I start adding Juice Plus and to double it up and to do the same with my husband. With all of those changes and with lots of prayers, our first son was born exactly 1 year later. That's when we were like, we think we have something here that everyone needs to know about. We have something in the palm of our hands that as practitioners, our hearts would not be settled if we did not share this. It would actually be immoral as healthcare practitioners to not share what we had found with Juice Plus. And this was the journey. This was the start of our Juice Plus journey. Juice Plus has been an amazing journey for me. It's created more options for us, not only health-wise, but the additional supplemental income stream was definitely welcomed, because then I was able to not only share it with my patients, with my family, with my friends, but it made it possible for me to stay home with the baby and generate supplemental income by running an e-commerce side business from home with the baby. Now, this was 21 years ago, right? Now, 20 years ago, I decided to go to conference. The baby was 3 months old. I go to conference and I didn't see anybody that looked Latino. I was like, where are my people? Like, there's nobody here. I found Jay Martin, who's the owner of Juice Plus, and I asked him, where are my Latino people, Jay? Where are my people? Nobody here looks like me. And if you guys know Jay Martin, he's very comical and funny. He looked around and he said, I don't know. Where are they? Go find them. And that's exactly what I did. I found mi gente. I found my tribe of Latinos. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. How to tap into the Hispanic Latino market. First of all, you need to know that the Latino market is huge. We are everywhere. We're just everywhere. And the Latino market is exploding. Now, according to our new CEO, Stuart, we have a brand new CEO, she said that by the year 2025, our Juice Plus company is going to double. And it's very possible, in my guesstimation, that our company will double with the influence of the people of color with different cultures, including the Latino Hispanic market. By the year 2044, we Latinos, we're going to be the new majority. We have a huge buying power. We're just going to be the new majority. One contributor to our Juice Plus company's growth, again, will be the U.S. Hispanic market, which represents a largely untapped opportunity, you guys. Listen to me. The Latino market is untapped regarding our Juice Plus business. For our company, we are untapped. So here's the question that you all came to hear. How do you tap into the Latino community? How do you build a Hispanic team when you don't speak Spanish? Well, that's a really good question. Well, non-speaking Spanish people, you all see the success of the Latino market. Come on, we're all over. We're over ads and magazines and television, at the football games. Like, we're everywhere. Latinos are everywhere, and everyone wants a piece of the action, which is great, because us Latinos, we embrace and we love everyone. Now, here's a couple of nuggets that I want to share. First and foremost, you have to start with someone who is bilingual. If you don't speak Spanish, you have to find someone that is bilingual. Many times people are reaching out to non-English speaking people, but they can't communicate effectively to even put them down on their memory jogger. You can't do that because you can't relate to them. You can't speak to them. So how are you going to develop a Hispanic team? Reach out to people who are bilingual to start developing your own Hispanic Latino team. There's a huge segment of the population that have been born and raised in a Spanish culture, yet they also speak English, communicate in both Spanish and communicate in English, like me, like Laura. right? Laura was born in Mexico, but she's bilingual. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but I'm both Spanish and I'm both English. I speak Spanish and English. We fit into both worlds. That we are what you call acculturated. We are acculturated Latinas with both languages and fitting into both worlds. Now, according to the 2019 US Census, there are over 60 million Hispanics living in the United States. Latinos account for 52% of all of the US population. So do you think that there's enough people for you all to talk to that are like me, like Laura, that are acculturated Latinos and Latinas? This means that there are millions and millions of multicultural Latino Americans in the United States right now. So do we have enough? Absolutely, we have enough, but you have to look for someone who is acculturated first, that speaks both languages to take you into that Hispanic team building momentum. The second nugget, you're looking for leaders, Latino leaders. You're looking for someone that already has leadership skills or they have an entrepreneurial mindset. People like real estate agents, small business owners, hairdressers, bodega owners. Come on, little store, little bodega owners. They're business people, people that are in sales, people that have connections with their communities, people that have connections with their church, Latinos who are outgoing, who are fun, who know a lot of people. Listen, us Latinos, we're a lot of fun anyway. Like, you want to associate with us. We know a lot of people. You want someone with a lot of chispa, right? Laura, chispa, with a lot of spark. Then now listen, even if they appear to be quiet, they can have a lot of chispa and be well connected. So get to know these people. Here are some more statistics. Now, this is a great statistic to know. There's a total of Anglo-owned businesses shrunk by 5% in the last several years. But the number of Latino-owned businesses increased by 46%. So there's a huge percentage of Latinos who are business-minded, like me, like Laura, and we want to prosper. So the market is open and ready for everyone to prosper with the Hispanic market. I'm going to give you a game plan. Here's a game plan and strategy. Share your business with enough people that are acculturated / bilingual until you find someone that has that eye of the tiger. That's who I'm always looking for, that eye of the tiger, someone who's hungry for more, and they're willing to do something about it. Not the people who are hungry and just want to stay home and do nothing. That's not the type we want in our business. We want the people that are looking to prosper, looking for more. Latinos and Hispanics that are both born in this United States, like myself, or born in their own country, they're looking for something better. Latinos always want to better themselves. We're hard workers. We want better for ourselves. We want better for our children. If given the chance and presented with the right opportunity, we're going to soar. We're out there. You just have to get to know us. We're out there. Now, Latinos will go to work if you're showing value by accepting our acculturation, by accepting and loving and appreciating that we have two cultures, two languages, that we have different backgrounds, that we look different, our skin color could be different, our eye color could be different, our hair could be different. If you're accepting of all of that, and we're all one community, we're all Latinos, Hispanics, if you're accepting of that, that'll make it easier for us to communicate with you. Now Latinos come from different backgrounds and from different countries. Not everyone comes from Puerto Rico. Not everyone is Mexican. There are different cultural backgrounds within the Latino community. If you show us the profit of being on your team, you pour into us, you give us your time, you give us your mentorship, you're appreciating where we come from, what we look like, our language and our tradition. Guess what, you guys? We're in. We're in, because Latinos, we're hard workers. Think of acculturated Latinos as your ambassadors between both cultures and both communities. Then you can use your language skills to build your team with non-English speaking Latinos. So who is your target market? Let's talk about that. One market are the Latinos that have been working for a while and they're just not fulfilling their dreams. They're not fulfilling their goals like they had hoped for. Their dreams of coming to America, where they could either be first generation or third generation in this country, Latinos who are business minded or even well educated in their own country, but they have a bigger dream for living here. They're coming to the land of opportunity when they come to the United States. We're looking for better. Now, I'll give you some examples of people on my team. Doctors from Venezuela, they can't work as a doctor here because they don't have a license to practice being a doctor here. So they join my team. Engineers from Cuba. I have engineers from Cuba, but they're not an engineer in the United States. They don't have the license here, right? In the United States, they are ideal prospects. This is a hot button. You've got to understand the Latino mindset. They come to this country looking for more money, looking to buy a home here, looking to send their children to school. Lots of Latinos come to this country because we're the land of the dreams. They come here because we get to dream. We get to make supplemental income here. Part of the American dream, again, is financial freedom. Latinos want financial freedom. They want to own their home en este país, in this land right here. They want to own their own property, their own piece of property. They want to educate themselves. They want their children to be educated in the United States. That's a big deal, you guys. Talk to Latinos about their dreams, why they live in this country. Get to know their heart. Help Latinos obtain supplemental income so that you could help them own their own homes or send their kids to college in this country. Show them how you can provide them with the opportunity that they're looking for. So what I do in meeting anyone, whether they're Latino or not, I get to know their heart. What are your dreams? Start dreaming like when you were a little girl or when you were a little boy. What did you want to become? What did you want? What are the opportunities that you're looking for when you're living in this country? People, listen, you guys, Latinos literally risk their lives to come to this country to gain more. So let's show my Latinos our opportunity. We have an amazing culture within the Juice Plus company. Show my Latinos how they can accomplish great things by sharing our mission, inspiring healthy living around the world and teaching them how to make supplemental income. Some Latinos live in the United States and they realize that it's not as easy as they thought, coming to the land of opportunity. It's a lot of work to prosper, right? So you sometimes meet Latinos that have 3 jobs, right? 3 jobs because it's difficult to prosper in this country, especially if you don't speak the language. Well, we have a way for them to prosper. It's not necessarily, they're realizing that it's not necessarily as easy as they thought to get ahead and to do what they were hoping for. We are the solution, you guys. Our Juice Plus company is the vehicle that Latinos are looking for so that they don't have to leave their kids at home. Sometimes Latinos leave the kids at home with just their teenager, their 13-year-old, and everybody else that follows because they have 3 jobs. Well, here we are, we're offering them something, a way, an e-commerce home-based business where they can stay at home and generate income, right, with their kids. Another hot button with Latinos and Hispanic family is we love our family. Don't say anything bad about our kids. Don't say anything bad about our mama or our children because we love our family. Show Latinos how you can help them with their family. In our culture, it's expected that we're going to take care of our parents. My mom lives with me. That's just an expectation. We never thought of anything else. She lives here with me. We are going to take care of our parents, right? And some of our kids stay home past 18, past 21, and they're still living off of our paycheck. So yes, family is important to Latinos. This can be a challenge though, for a lot of Latinos that are working 3 jobs.
because it doesn't give them the opportunity to move ahead at the rate that they had hoped for because of their responsibilities with the family. So again, with the business opportunity that we have with Juice Plus, Latinos really could do what they came to this country to do. That's what you have to offer them. What they came to this country to do, which is to live a better life with a peace of mind, with additional supplemental income so that they can stay at home and enjoy their family, buy a house, send their kids to college. Now, here's something that's real. It's gonna take a lot of education to, we're not in the convincing business, but to educate them, for them to understand our Juice Plus culture. But once we are there, once we understand that food is important, that we are to place our money in our health, once we understand that we are to prioritize our health, once there, the Latino community will work extra hard with good work ethics. We have good work ethics. When we get it, we love it. And we will outwork just about anyone. I'm not kidding you guys. We will outwork just about anyone. When we're hungry for more and we have a goal and we get it, we do things that most people consider crazy. I'm going to tell you some things. When we're all in, we're talking about Juice Plus nonstop wherever we go. But it's your job as a Juice Plus professional to let us know what Juice Plus is all about and how it fits into our culture and into our lives. That's our job, your job. But we will do whatever it takes to prosper once we get it. Listen, we will do presentations at 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the morning if we have to. We will. I answer texts at all hours of the night. In the day and the night, I just answer texts because it's my goal. It's my goal to get to the next level. It's my goal to go to the next step within my Juice Plus business. We will do whatever it takes. Listen, we will share the business, Juice Plus products and the business at holidays, at weddings, at Christmas parties, at New Year's parties. It doesn't matter once we get it. When we have a dream in our heart, we're willing to go all in, or all out, or all in. I don't know which way. Your job, our job, is to understand who we are as Latinos, why we're here, and what we want to achieve. Always begin with empathy, no matter what culture you're talking about. Always begin with empathy and with the idea of solving challenges. We all have challenges. We want to solve the Latino challenges. So what are some of the characteristics of Latinos? It's important to keep in mind that Latinos are clearly different. We're a different market in terms of interests and in terms of priorities. I'm going to give you an example of 2 huge companies that have tapped into the Latino market and are prospering. Okay, T-Mobile and Univision. Univision is the Spanish television station. They decided to target the Latinos with a new non-contract mobile service. Yeah, we like that. Latinos, we like that. We don't want to be in a contract, right? The company basically launched a service specifically for Hispanic Americans. They offer unlimited texting and free calls to specific countries in Latin America. That's what we want. We want unlimited and free calls to Latin America, to Puerto Rico, to Mexico. This may sound like a basic example, but this company was brilliant because they knew how to put themselves in the shoes of the target client, knowing that Latinos' priorities and personal situations are to talk to their family in other countries. T-Mobile decided to adapt to the Latino market, and it led them to success. If we do that with our Juice Plus company, we will outgrow any company, because we happen to have the #1 researched food in a capsule in the world. We just need to learn how to target our Latino culture. Now let's talk about reaching out to Latinos, younger Latinos and Latinos on digital devices rather. 88% of digital using Latinos, they pay attention to online ads that include aspects of their culture. I listen to that. Listen, whenever I'm scrolling through Instagram, if I see something with my culture, I stop. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, espérate un momento, what is this? Let me see what they're talking about us. So that's important to us. I suggest that you do research the country that you're planning to target, that you want to prospect, study that country. There are different Latin American countries, which make us all one Latino. Learn the different cultures and their interests. Now, when it comes to the digital world and social media, Latino millennials are 66% more likely to connect through their cell phone. So like Latino millennials, like they never say, email me. Like they never say, email me. Like they're like, what, text me or something else that I've never even heard of. Like they don't say, email me. There's a reason for this. Texting is huge for millennials. They are more likely to be in constant communication with their families and with their friends in other parts of the world. This is what's called multiculturalism within the acculturated generation. I'm the acculturated generation. I'm into multiculturalism. That's what's going to attract me into a business. That's what's going to grab my attention, being an acculturated Latina. Now, young Latinos are savvy and they're quick, and they also belong to both worlds. Use that to your advantage. Use it. They're bicultural. They're multicultural. Use that to your advantage. Use marketing that is based on human connection. Latinos, we want connection from the heart. With things that we value deeply, get to know that. Be authentic, be vulnerable, be accepting of our culture. That's the number one thing right there, you guys. If you're accepting of our culture and who we are and what we look like and the language that we bring, we're in. We're going to love you. All right, so here's a question that I've been asked over and over again. Is it appropriate to use Spanglish? What about using Spanglish, right, Laura? When I speak to Laura, I speak to Laura Spanglish. What does that mean? Is it acceptable? Spanglish, it's a hybrid language combining words and idioms from both Spanish and English. For example, cógelo con take it easy. That means don't worry. That means don't worry. Is that acceptable? Absolutely. I love the incredible enrichment that we bring as Hispanic people, that we bring that Spanglish. Now, here's what's important to all of you and to me. As a professional with Juice Plus, seeing ads where English and Spanish languages are mixed, that generates a feeling of being at home. Even more so than when a typical Spanglish phrase is used. This is where our acculturated partners come in. Like, I want to feel at home. If I read something that's Spanglish, I'm like, oh, that is so cool. Like, they really know us. This is where your acculturated partners come in, guys. You need someone on your team that speaks Spanish and English because they can help you with those phrases that just bring comfort. They bring comfort. Also, targeting Latinos requires more than just the Spanish language to your Instagram. So sometimes I go on Instagram and I see non-Spanish speaking people just putting a Spanish word in there, like that's gonna attract us. That does not, because we know you don't speak Spanish. You gotta focus on the individual behind the Latino label, as well as the specific culture of the demographic that you're targeting. It'll become easy to prospect Latinos and turn them into customers. Then you get to bring them onto your team. Then you get long-term relationships. So it's not just about throwing one or two Spanish words in your Instagram or in your Facebook. It's not about that. We don't want that just Latino label. Oh, no, not a thing. We're people. You want to address our specific culture, our demographic, our heart. So here's something that's important. US Latinos, or I would say all Latinos actually, not just US Latinos, Latinos and Hispanics, we are brand loyal. We are. We're brand loyal. A brand that effectively engages us and demonstrates a commitment to our issues that Latinos care about, we're in. We're brand loyal. I generally don't jump from company to company to company. When I love a brand, I stay there. If they're servicing my needs, I stay there. Let me give you an example. When I first took Juice Plus to Puerto Rico, I had to transcreate our company's message into Spanish, because 14, 15 years ago, we didn't have materials in Spanish, which means that I took the message that I took to Puerto Rico, I used words and ideas and idioms that resonated with my people in the island of Puerto Rico, because it touched their heart. That this message related, this related the message that the Puerto Rican tradition and the Puerto Rican culture is not only important to me, being a Puerto Rican from New York, but it's also important to the Juice Plus company. You see? It's also important to the company. So I was embracing the tradition and the culture of the island. And this is how I built a huge team in Puerto Rico. Now, I believe that our Juice Plus company, we're in need of Spanish language leadership and training seminars. Not people that are not Latinos, Latinos who speak both Spanish and English. We need leadership and training seminars adapted to our culture. Trainings presented and led, again, by Latinos who understand the motivational components of the Latino psyche. If you're not Latino, you're not going to understand it. So you have to ask me and you have to befriend me to learn it. I can help you. So that's why you want to find a Latino on and bring them onto your team. Okay, this is why there's a need to find and develop Latino leaders. Our company, I believe, will grow once they get those acculturated Latinos. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but acculturated Latinos like me that belong to both worlds, I'm comfortable in both communities, have those Latinos lead, have those Latinos give the trainings, and you're going to see our Juice Plus company grow. Because our culture is different. Again, another example, Hispanic taste and color palettes, they're different. Like Laura, in Mexico, you have beautiful colors. They're not necessarily the colors of the whole United States, but when you see certain colors, you're like, oh, that's the beautiful colors from Mexico. I love it. So our social media campaigns should be culturally tailored to appeal to the Hispanic taste. You have to respect the Hispanic culture in marketing by appealing to the Hispanic sensibilities. Marketing strategies should emphasize our Hispanic Latino cultural values, traditions, including our food, our family, our holidays. Know the various dialects. There are different dialects and various idioms within each specific region. Keep your customers engaged by learning them. By learning them. We're all Latinos. But for example, I keep using the two examples because of Laura and I, that's what. But I'm not Mexican and Laura's not Puerto Rican. So if you were prospecting us, you want to learn what makes us tick, what we love from our respective countries. So why is it important to target the Hispanic market? That's a really good question. Why is it important? Because Hispanics in the United States, we are now the nation's second largest consumer market at more than $1 trillion of combined purchasing power. That's us Latinos. And according to Stanford University, Latino entrepreneurship is the fastest growing sector in the United States. I cannot emphasize this enough. My belief and my know. What I know, I know. I know and I believe that the influence of the Latino franchise owner is one of the greatest growth opportunities for our Juice Plus company. And in ending, Hispanic growth is an exciting business opportunity for everyone in our culture, in our company rather. Within our company. Our goal within our company is to have a truly multicultural and integrated Juice Plus company. We want people from all different cultures, all different colors, all different languages. We need to come together and become one because we have an opportunity for all. So Laura, we can open it up for questions now.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wanda. It just makes me very happy to hear everything you said. It's like a reaffirmation, you know, that even though the Hispanic market, the Latino market is we are all with the same language. Some of us are bilinguals, but at the same time, we come from so many different countries with different, you know, backgrounds and all those things. So it just makes me remember, you know, how powerful it is when you get to know that person that could be part of your team. So we have one question here. Let's address it. Okay, Patricia is asking, explain the difference between Latino and Hispanic so that we know how to use the proper term.
Right, so Latino means you come from a Latin American country, right? So I was born in Brooklyn, New York, right? So I'm more Hispanic. I speak the Spanish language. I'm not Spanish because I'm not from Spain. I speak the Spanish language, so I'm Hispanic. That's the umbrella that I'm under. Laura comes from a Latin American, Mexico is Latin American.
Yes,
from a Latin
well, it's
American
North America,
country.
but
it's part, I mean, in some maps you see it part of America, you know, so some maps you see it separate. Laura was born in her country. So she's a pure Latina and Hispanic because she comes from her country, plus she speaks her language. So I am I'm what you call Hispanic because I speak the Spanish language. I'm not Spanish. Spanish is from Spain.
absolutely, and that's actually a great answer. Thank you, Wanda. So I have a question for you. What have you seen with the experience that you have through all these years being one of the top leaders for Juice Plus and having these two worlds? And I had the opportunity to be in your home last year. We had a great party, and it was a combination of course, Latinos with non-Latinos, and it was actually a lot of fun. But what is the dynamic that takes place when you have an event or when you build your team with Juice Plus and you have Latinos and non-Latinos? How do you see that dynamic happening? What's different if you wouldn't have them?
What's different between the people?
Between your team, what is different or what the Latinos bring to your team with the non-Hispanic team members of Juice Plus in your team? Like, do you see a different dynamic? Is it all the same?
You know, humans are humans, right? So I love humans, basically. That's it. Like the Lord asked me to just love all people, right? So humans are humans, but we each bring our own little twists, our own little flair, right? So Latinos, you know, we come louder, we come eating more, we come with a whole lot of dishes, right? Where the non-Latinos tend to be a little bit more sedate, quieter. Like you met my husband. My husband is a non-Latino. He's more quiet, you know, like I'm all loud, but we want both people, all people on our team, all people. You know, the only difference, we're humans are humans. I think it's our cultural background, our language, our taste, our dislikes, our skin color, our hair, but we're all people. I love anyone and everyone. Anyone and anyone can be on my team. And respecting other people's backgrounds. I think that that's huge. I think I brought that home. Would you ladies agree that I think I brought that home? You have to really honor and respect people's backgrounds. And don't be afraid of them. Like I know some people are afraid of talking to Latinos. I'm like, why? We don't eat humans. Like, hello, like we're not gonna bite or eat humans. You can't be afraid of us. We're humans with a different language, with a different background. And the one thing about us Latinos, Laura, we're both Latinas, we love people.
Yes.
We welcome everybody.
Yes, that is true. And that is a great advantage for our business model, because then we're not afraid of people because we love people. You know, when we move to a different neighborhood, we know our neighbors. We want to know our neighbors. We even invite them sometimes to our celebrations, the birthdays and stuff like that. It's just part of our culture. Right?
It's part of our culture, and I'm proud to be a Latina. Listen, in my neighborhood, there's hardly any Latinos. So when we have an HOA meeting, I'm the loud one. I'm the one using Spanglish. I'm the one, I want them to know who I am. I bring a different flair, something different that they can appreciate and learn from. Yeah.
Okay, Wanda, I have another question. How can we help these culturated partners have confidence in bringing their prospects to us so that we can help with that third-party validation?
That's a big question. The acculturated partners, how can we help them? If you're acculturated, you're already speaking Spanish and English. That's what acculturated means, right? So what is the question? How can we help in the acculturated?
So the question is, how could they motivate them to bring their prospects so that they have a three-way call or a three-way validation? I guess
with the acculturated. So the person that doesn't speak Spanish, how do we put them on the line for a three-way call with someone that does speak Spanish?
What I understand is that the acculturated partner is not bringing prospects so that they have a three-way call. You know, how could we motivate them to do so? Is that right?
How bad? I don't know. I don't fully understand the question, but how badly do you want this acculturated partner? How badly do you want to grow your business? How badly do you want to really help people grow health-wise and financially? Because I don't stop talking about Juice Plus. I don't stop talking about anything that I love and I believe in. If you really have all of the 4 beliefs, believe in the company, believe in network marketing, believe in the product, and believe in yourself, there should be no reason why you are not opening your mouth. For me as a healthcare practitioner, I don't know how many other, I know I have Patsy, who's a pediatrician on my team. I know Beverly's a healthcare practitioner too. It is immoral for us not to talk about what we know about. So if you're in a acculturated Latino and you're not talking, I don't know, read some books on self-help, personal development. That's what you need. You need personal development because we have in the palm of our hands something that absolutely everybody needs to know about. Our company should not only be in 27 countries. We should be all over Central America, Latin America, Africa, Asia. We need to be in other places. That's how good we are.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Wanda. Okay, my last question, and we have another one, but that is related to something different. But my last question to you, and which I see all the time, and most likely it happens to many people, and you know this, Wanda. Many people feel intimidated. You know, I am not Hispanic. We already talked about the language. There's a lot of bilinguals like you and I. You know, that's going to help. But how do they break the intimidation that prevents them from actually reaching out to the Hispanic community? What would you suggest?
That's why I said we don't bite. Like, we don't need to be afraid of us. We don't bite. Just, I mean, I can't even say asking questions because you can't communicate with them.
No, I mean, if it's even a bilingual,
if you're bilingual, if you speak both Spanish and English, there is no reason why you're not speaking to everyone that you come across. Latinos, we love people. We're warm. We will accept you into our home. We will make you our friend. We will love you. We will cook for you. We will go to your parties and invite you to our parties. It's just, I don't know, it's personal development, Laura, because it's not us Latinos. It's the person that's intimidated to talk to us. Just getting to know us. Ask us about, are you married? Do you have children? Where do you go to church? That's an icebreaker for me. Where do you go to church? Who's your husband? Like, I see a husband here. I see Johnny. Oh, is that handsome man? Is that your husband? Like, just start asking questions and just start warming up. It's all about asking questions. That ditch the pitch, that's in English and Spanish, is actually pretty cool. If you guys are still intimidated, learn the ditch the pitch.
Yes, and I have to say, with ditch the pitch, we have some bilinguals, Wanda, whose main language is English. And by the end of the course, the 6 weeks that we have in Spanish, they say, you know what, this helped me tremendously, not only to learn how to communicate better with people and connect with people, but to really let my Spanish flow, you know, easier, learning terms and things that we use with Juice Plus. So we have a few people, more than 5 people that are bilinguals whose main language is in English, but they have found a great benefit to be in the Spanish sessions that we have. So that's actually great help. Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, I think also people that have a culture behind them, definitely you don't need to be afraid of talking to Latinos because we all have a different culture, right? Like, I'm not intimidated talking to someone from another Latino country or someone from India. or someone from Africa, because I'm like, oh, tell me about your culture. Tell me about your language. Tell me about you. So it's getting to know people, befriending people, so then you can tell them about what you do and how you generate income and how you stay healthy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, if that's the case of anyone, just start. The only you can do is to start. The first one will be uncomfortable. The second one kind of weird. The third one kind of like not really great. But the fourth one you feel maybe better. In the fifth one you're a pro, and you just feel like, wow, they're actually a lot of fun. They want to talk with me.
And Laura, this much I can tell you, that sometimes even presidential marketing directors, 100 clubs, we still get scared from time to time because we're humans. That's the humanness in us, right? But I can tell you this, that sometimes when I'm nervous, should I talk to her? Should I not talk to her? I'm going to give you an example. I met a CEO of a hospital around my age group, maybe a little younger, CEO of a hospital. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's the CEO of the hospital. I want to talk to her, but I'm a little scared. I was like, all right, Jesus, help me talk to her. Like I had to prepare myself. When I finally did call her, we met at a women's event. We exchanged numbers and I was afraid to call her. When I finally did call her, she said, I've been looking for something. She said, I'm not feeling well and I've been looking for something, and I'm a single mom and my 2 teenage girls do not eat sufficient fruits and vegetables. What a loss that would have been if I had not called her because I was intimidated. And then I talked to her about the business side. Then she said, well, my hospital is privately owned. If I love the Juice Plus, we can talk. Had I not, picked up my nerves enough to talk to her and say, all right, I could do this. I could do this. She's actually enamored by me. She's like, tell me more about acupuncture. Tell me more about nutrition. So it's all false scariness in our heads that we create that are not even real. So I just say, venture out, talk to people. You never know where it'll land.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wanda.
Yeah.
And I have to say something, they're asking, what do we do when we have a Spanish speaking? How do you get help? Just remember that every 2 weeks on Wednesday, I have the Zoom call in Spanish where I have a leader like Wanda from Puerto Rico, from the US market that speaks Spanish, and they share about the products, the business, and their experience building the business. Every other Wednesday is always in Insights, Juice Plus Insights, and most of the material in Insights is also in Spanish right there. So you have the flyer every other Wednesday. I would say I will work on getting my prospects and I will put them in the Zoom call with Laura and my guest, and they will talk about the business. It's not me talking about the business, it's the experts, the ones that are building the business, sharing about Juice Plus, the products, and that's a great way to start. That is going to bring a lot of information, awareness, and probably excitement for that prospect that you can put in those calls, right?
Yeah. So 2 things, Laura. Also Mexico. I have team members in Mexico, and every Tuesday evening, Mexico has a business opportunity. It's Spanish, you guys. So if you don't speak Spanish, come to Laura's. Don't miss Laura's event, and don't miss the Mexico event. So somebody's asking, is it appropriate to Google if you don't speak Spanish? It's okay as long as you tell me. Let's say I don't speak English and you're like, okay, no español, pero espérate, wait a minute. And I'm Googling, as long as you make me aware, because you're going to make ridiculous mistakes. As long as you make me aware, Google, I want to talk to you, right? As long as you do it and make us aware, it'll be okay. But don't act like, oh, I know Spanish. Now I got Google Spanish and I know what I'm doing. No, just be authentic. Remember, us Latinos like authenticity and vulnerability. If you show us that, we'll like you more. I promise, because you're being real. You're just being real.
Absolutely. And another thing to say, if you go to the Freedom Revolution, you have everything in Spanish.
Yes.
The top right corner, you click, you change it to Spanish, and everything you see in English, you're going to find it in Spanish. They're great videos to share. They're great information for your Spanish speaking. There's some bilinguals that feel more comfortable in watching videos in Spanish, even though they communicate with you in English when English is their second language. So just use all the Freedom Revolution material that we have developed for you guys.
Yes, yes. This was good. I am so happy to have been here. Thank you so much. Ana, I just realized you're here. Ana Maria, have you been here the whole time? Yeah, that's good. Laura, I want you to meet Ana Maria too.
Okay, perfecto. Well, thank you so much.
I just wrote the note. Awesome. Thank you so much, Wanda. Great job. And viva the Latinos.
Viva Latinos. Yes, thank you. Laura, thank you.
Exactly.
Laura, you're awesome. You know, I love working with you. I think that you're the best thing that happened to the Latinos in Juice Plus. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It's the other way around. I am very, very blessed to have the opportunity to work with women like Wanda, leaders, you know, that have a passion. You know, I just love when you have a passion for your people. And I've been in this industry in the United States 27 years. And the best thing that had happened to me is that I always work with the Latinos, with my people. And working with you, Wanda, is a great joy. I hope we continue to do things together. And I hope that we have inspired many in the call to tap into this market, because we have not even touched the 1% of the Latinos in the United States. I have to say, for the very first time in company history, we finally have a qualifier national marketing director in Texas, in the mainland, first mainland QNMD. So we see people actually growing and promoting in titles. But we need you guys. We need your leadership. We need your commitment. We need your passion, your knowledge for Juice Plus, because there's so many Latinos, Wanda, that still don't know about Juice Plus. Juice Plus is the best kept secret I have in the Latino community, I have to say.
I agree. It is, I don't want to say it's a shame, but we got to really lift it up, you guys. How could it be that I was the first Latina presidential marketing director in the entire United States? Well, no, in the entire world. How can it be in this modern age of technology? We got to pick it up. We got to pick it up and start talking to more Latinos. We all want better health and we all want supplemental income. Our goal is to change people's lives, change their thoughts, change their thinking, change their mind.
Absolutely.
So Laura, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you everyone for giving us the opportunity to be with you. If you enjoy this call, just we're going to share the recording in Juice Plus Latino in YouTube, and we're going to have more. You know, every 2 months, I'm trying to bring someone that is expert, that is building the team in our Latino community to show us what she's doing or he is doing to help us grow the business. So the next one will be in May, and for now, I'm sure that everybody agrees that this was an amazing call. I actually took notes, I have to say, because I always learn from Wanda. So I want to thank you, Wanda. I know you're extremely busy. I know you have your agenda full of things, and you dedicated this time to us, and I'm sure it was well worth it. So thank you so much. We're ending the call right now. Do you want to say your last words, Wanda, to everyone?
No, just keep on trucking. You know what? To God be the glory. This is my ministry. This is my ministry, you guys. So keep talking about what you know is right. So God bless you all. See you at the top.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.